Employees looked down at me not knowing my family owns the company. I, 22 years old, just graduated fresh from college. Before I started applying for different companies, my parents made it clear that I was going to work for their company and hopefully run it in the future when they retire. My parents own a huge waste management service company and have become really successful. My parents decided that I needed to learn about the family business from the ground up, which meant that I had to do a lot of dirty work. My dad gave me different tasks throughout the week. Some days I was with the crew on the trucks, rolling out to collect bins from all over the city. Other days I was at the recycling center learning how they sort materials and see what happens next. I grew to appreciate the workers there and admired them. The people I worked with didn't know who I was, and I had no plan of telling them. I wanted them to treat me without any special treatment and wanted to experience everything from scratch. Everything went well the first few weeks until I started getting treated like complete shit. I found myself doing most of the work throughout the day, and sometimes other employees would tell me to make sure the bins are lined up straight. I didn't mind the work, but I would be lying if I said I was getting a little aggravated for doing their jobs. I did this throughout the months until my breaking point came on a rainy day. That day we were short-staffed and the workload was heavy. I couldn't sleep that day and came to work already tired. Not to mention that I ended up getting drenched and started getting fed up with being treated as the company's pack mule. When we started wrapping up, one of the senior workers, Ron, threw his share of the remaining tasks at me. He told me that he had to leave early and that I should handle it because I was new at the job, and he was my senior. I got fed up with it and told him that I wouldn't do it, and told him to do it himself. He looked at me confused and looked at me like I disrespected him. He smirked at me and told me that management is not going to like it if they heard him saying bad things about my work. I looked at him and told him to go to management because I didn't care. I even told him that I would go to management with him if he wanted. You can now check if there's a part 2 by pressing share and more.